It is not the solution to go to the NCLT.
We also need to see what is the stage of the construction of the project.
First priority is complete the project.
Today, if I say I'll complete in another 2 years, on what basis?
Yes. You should sit and with the developer and get the solution.
Hi, welcome to the Property Show. I'm Jayashree Kurup. I'm editor MBTV. Still on the same track, the NCLT, is it benefiting customers? Is it benefiting the industry? You have three different forums to go to: the NCDRC, the NCLT, and RERA, and in some cases the civil courts, up to the Supreme Court. So, what is in favor of the consumer? And if you are a consumer who has a problem, what is your first port of call? Arora ji, let's start with you.
You see this after the judgment, then we are facing the lot of buyer issues in the NCLT. Suppose we are making a project of 100 apartment. Out of 100, only the 10 apartment is delayed and they are seeking their refund. And 90 apartment is in the ready to move and already moved, and the process is going on. So we are not getting the perfect solution of these the 90 people.
90 लोगों को तो घर मिल गया, ये 10 लोग परेशान हैं, इनका घर नहीं मिला है और ये कहते हैं कि आज मैं रेरा में जाता, ऑर्डर मिलता है, शायद वो इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं होता है, मैं एनसीडीआरसी जाता हूँ, साल भर तक वेट करना पड़ता है, बहुत ज्यादा वेट पीरियड है, तो मैं एनसीएलटी में चला जाता, इमीडिएटली कम से कम सुनवाई होती है. क्या इट इज अ सॉल्यूशन? इज दैट अ सॉल्यूशन?
But it is not the solution to go to the NCLT. अभी you see the RERA is there. रेरा ने एक फॉर्मूला बना दिया. एक रेरा के अंदर वी आर इनटू द अंडर द रेरा, बायर इज आल्सो अंडर द रेरा. वी हैव गिवन द टाइमलाइन and we have given the some compensation if the project is getting delayed due to the unforeseen conditions. So like here in Noida we are facing the so many issues. जैसे NGT issue हुआ था या हाई कोर्ट ने स्टे वगैरह हो गया था. उसके बाद we have given the deadline to the RERA. As per my opinion, once we have committed the deadline to the RERA, he should wait till that time.
NCLT जाने से क्या वो उसको solution मिलता है?
Why the people are going to NCLT? Let's first understand the nerve of it. What I feel is, they think that I have already tried a lot with the developer company. They are not responding in a favorable manner. If a home buyer is there who is in a situation he is paying the bank EMIs also and the rent also. Now at that given point of time, is it not a responsibility of a developer to give some kind of relief to its customer, because the project has been, if it has been delayed, as Mr. Arora said just now, that has been delayed because of the NGT issues, it has been delayed because of the High Court issues. I say you always have a force majeure clause. Did you send the letters to all them that this has been invoked, now this is the period to be excluded from the possession? If those are the actual reasons of the force majeure, then even the NCLT will consider into that will not file in the default period. The most in the cases what I have heard and seen is that they are not responding. Letters are going, no response, nothing is coming from their angle. I think so that also creating a kind of frustration within the home buyers, and then they approaches nobody. So every home buyer knows very well one thing: the price at which I have been allotted this flat, I will not get in the market at a price but lesser than this. So the money is not going to help him. Home buyer also knows this. If the company is going into insolvency, then he is not certain about his money, he is not certain about his house, he is not certain about anything.
So how has he helped himself? A frustrated home buyer whose house is delayed, who has paid the money, who's paying his rent and his EMI, agreed it's an emotional decision. Is it a solution?
He needs a solution for his situation. So he says that at this point of time, what is the thinking of the people? That even if the company is ready to go into insolvency, that means it will never deliver the project to me. So that if that thought process comes in his mind and he is not getting a solution from the real estate developer, at the first hand the real estate developer should give him a solution of something of his problem, right, whatever way it is. Right. He is going as a last point. I still believe that no individual is trying to approach to the court for the sake of approaching to the court.
You deal with a very large number of consumers. Help us understand what is that mindset of the consumer, and if you were to give a rational solution to the consumer, what is the order in which the consumer should be thinking?
Somebody wants their money back, then that is there is a different solution to that. Somebody wants the property, there is a different solution for that. We also need to see what is the stage of the construction of the project.
Yes.
If there is the home buyers are by and large very reasonable. If there is a delay of 6 months, they don't even approach a lawyer the first instance. 6 months, 1 year, as long as they are getting the property, as long as they see work happening at the site. But if there are projects where just a hole in the ground has been dug up and no work is happening, that is a situation tailor-made to go to NCLT.
Absolutely.
If there are, let's say, delays of 4 years, 5 years, and again, very little minimal work is happening at the site, again the NCLT is the option. But there are genuine home buyers who come to us who say, I want this flat. This is what I had. I am living in a 2 BHK. I have a family of 6. We cannot fit in. We need this 3 BHK or we need these 2 units that we booked. Now, in such a case, RERA provides a very good option. They give interest on delayed possession, which is somewhere north of 10%. So, while your project is still pending, you will get money in return. Further, and ultimately, they ensure completion of the project. Yeah. Implementation of that order is another aspect.
Yes.
And I think the RERA authorities themselves and the government itself is aware that this is a problem that needs to be corrected.
Supreme Court, in his pioneer judgment, has directed the government to appoint all members in various RERA authorities across the country, and the matter they've listed on the 3rd week of January 2020. So we do hope to see progress on that front as well.
Right.
Even for example, let's say if you go to NCLT will give an order recovery or something or refund, whatever it is. If you go to RERA will give some penalty orders and all to RERA. Ultimately, the builder doesn't pay, where you'll go? You'll go to NCLT because my debt is due, they are not paying. So now the solution for the is that if I go to after 2 years or 3 years, again back to NCLT, then why not today? Basically, the legislative intentions or other things is there that if the promoters are unable to run the company in the required manner, means they are not capable enough to have the company running for 4 sites, let somebody else come and take over the project. Right? This is the objective of CIRP process. But unfortunately, that process is not fitting into the real estate.
If one project got held up because of some problem, can a buyer from that project ensure that Arora ji doesn't build anywhere else? Ye 50,000, how many flats are you delivering?
I have just given the delivery of 40,000 apartments. 40,000 apartment in the last 5 years.
Yes. Yeah. Does that mean that he can be declared insolvent?
No, that's what I'm trying to suggest. At that point of time, the officials working with Mr. Arora, as soon as that happens, must send a letter in writing to everybody. These are the force majeure conditions, and now the period of the possession shall be reckoned from this date to this date.
So, Arora ji, how do you see this
I'll
situation?
tell you, Jayashree. Today, market is difficult in the real estate because of the liquidity is there, approval is there, somewhere is there.
Consumer sentiment is there.
Consumer sentiment is there, and some stay was there. The project was not continually stopped. So many issues, and now this IBC also comes into this thing. 90% डेवलपर नहीं चाहते कि किसी तरह का विवाद, किसी तरह का झगड़ा हमारे अपने कंज्यूमर के साथ हो, एक्सेप्ट फ्यू. नो डाउट कुछ लोगों की वजह से हमारा इंडस्ट्री खराब हुआ है, बदनाम हुआ है. आज मार्केट के अंदर वी आर इनटू द रेगुलेटर सिस्टम. रेरा इज देयर. स्लोली द ट्रस्ट इज कमिंग बैक. बट पैरेलली जो आज प्रॉब्लम आ रही है एग्जीक्यूशन ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट. Because of these all negative things happened into the market, the PSU bank is already stopped making funding to the project. Because of the negative sentiment is going into the market, this buyer has stopped giving the payment. There is a gap. कुछ ऐसा सिस्टम ऐसा बने सरकार की तरफ से कि उनको पैसा कुछ एक रियल एस्टेट को एग्जीक्यूशन के लिए कंप्लीट करने के लिए पैसा डाला जाए, तो मैं समझता हूँ कि 90% प्रोजेक्ट पूरे होंगे. बैंक का पैसा वापस जाएगा. आज 3.5 लाख करोड़ बैंक का इस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर लगा हुआ है. वो भी तभी निकलेगा जब हम प्रोजेक्ट को पूरा करके बाहर निकलेंगे.
बट द पॉइंट इज दैट कंज्यूमर का मीटर इज टिकिंग. वो अभी भी EMI दे रहा है, वो अभी भी रेंट दे रहा है, एंड घर नहीं मिलेगा तो वो शोर मचाएगा.
There is a eventuality that the customer may demand his money back because it's a contractual agreement. You must have some provision of 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 7%. So it's a basically business management when it comes to
कंज्यूमर के साथ एक प्रॉपर कम्युनिकेशन हमारा होना चाहिए, और कंज्यूमर को एक डेवलपर के साथ बैठकर एक टाइमलाइन फिक्स करनी चाहिए विच इज़ ऑलरेडी डिस्क्लोज ऑन द रेरा वेबसाइट कि कितने दिन में प्रोजेक्ट पूरा होगा. अगर उसमें भी कोई उसको गैप नज़र आता तो ही शुड सिट एंड विद द डेवलपर एंड get the solution.
When the trust was developed, he parted his money with you
Yes.
as a builder.
Yes.
Now today is, for any reason you have given a deadline that my project instead of 3 years will be completing in 5 years, for example. Now for this period of 2 years, how you are compensating him on concurrent basis? Do you have that fund possibility? Because he will not go. But if you will say that I will give you this also after 2 years,
Yeah.
then that means कि 2 years he is not getting solution to.
That's a point that I raised a little earlier.
थोड़ा सा डिफर करता हूँ
हाँ जी,
इसमें. कंपनसेशन के लिए भी जाएंगे तो there so many people will. First priority is complete the project. We have to tell to our customer that boss we are going to complete within this period and you can see कि भाई हम 15 days में हम कितना काम कर रहे हैं, 30
So
days
what
में कितना
happened
काम
to
कर रहे हैं.
promise number
तो
1,
Yes.
which was said that we'll complete till date X? That promise
No.
has been breached.
See, that promise has been breached, and actually, I'm again reiterating that the sins of the past are visiting us in the present.
Yes.
The consumer says, मैं अब और EMI plus rent नहीं दे सकता, मगर एक compensation मुझे promise किया गया है 10 MCLR plus 1%, 10.5%.
Whatever it is.
उतना compensation क्या आज मेरे EMI में निकल जाएगा?
He is getting a limited income out of which he is paying rent and EMI both.
Yes.
And if a builder, I am just not saying against a favor, but what he expects from a builder, that if part of the EMI equal to amount or whatever it is, if that burden is guaranteed to him,
Yeah.
because he himself can't take care of it because he is not competent enough to think in that line.
There are no easy solutions here. If projects are held up, can we first think of how to complete those projects? Because an asset that is distressed is roughly about 50% of the cost that it should, the price that it should command.
Today, if I say I will complete in another 2 years, on what basis?
Yes.
There has to be some basis of that.
बायर को लाके हम प्रोग्रेस दिखाएं.
हाँ जी.
आई थिंक बायर कॉन्फिडेंस विल गेन, दोबारा से उनको आएगा. बट अल्टीमेटली इज द डिलीवरीज. लोगों का कॉन्फिडेंस बनाना है, लोगों को एक टाइमलाइन देनी है, उस टाइमलाइन के अंदर हम उनको अचीवमेंट करके दिखाते हैं, डेवलपर उसको अचीव करता है. आई थिंक बायर विल
And developers दिखा रहे हैं.
As a builder, if you want that the customer should not approach to NCLT as far as it is concerned, then somewhere it is the onus shift on the builders that how he behaves or deals with the customer and wins his confidence based on some materialistic issues. It's a one side.
I think RERA has been successful in many states. Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. The RERA has brought the builder and the buyer onto the negotiating table, and we have seen many instances where resolutions are being worked out. Can this become the future? It's too early to say. The laws themselves not crafted only for the real estate industry.
Yes.
The real estate industry is unique. You buy a product at today's price and you're paying for it for the next 10 years.
Yes.
These are the aberrations that we are seeing, and if there are too many aberrations, there is conflict in the market. Thank you for watching the Property Show. I'm Jayashree Kurup.